Distinct Podcast. This is your boy DJ KO.
It's too late for all that.
KJ can't be here today, so we got an honorary guest in the building, Miss Chanel Mack. I'm gonna give you a round of applause, Chanel. So you important. You're important today too.
I guess.
All right.
I'll take it.
And before we get to our special guest, I got to give a shout out to our sponsors, New Orleans Daiquiris to Go. If you're ever in the Houston area and you're looking for a cold adult beverage that's not too strong, that's something that's sweet, something that you can handle and you can drive back to the house, make sure you go to New Orleans Daiquiris to Go. That's on 9441 Cullen Boulevard here in Sunnyside. New Orleans Daiquiris to Go. Make sure you hit them up. Tell them Mr. DJ KO sent you. They might give you a little discount. No promise to that. No promise to that. So we have a special guest in the building today. This particular person, she's a mother. She's an HBCU graduate. She has a credit repair company. She has a background in bartending, and she could cook a little bit because she's from Louisiana, from the boot. And she's also an attorney here in the Houston area. Everybody, welcome to the show, Mrs. Brooklyn Brewer. How you doing today, Miss Brooklyn?
Doing good.
Good? What about you, Chanel? You good?
I'm great.
How was your day?
It was awesome.
TB, what about yourself? How are you?
I'm blessed.
You good? Even know what's going on?
In Holly's favor.
Oh, okay. Oh, you blessed. Oh, that's my first time hearing you say that, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I heard
goodness.
somebody say that at HEB. It sounded
Oh,
good.
that's what it was.
I said, I'm gonna
That's
say
my
that.
first time hearing you say something spiritual, man.
Man, I'm a spiritual person. I'm just not religious.
I got you. I feel it.
Messy.
I feel
You
that.
dig that?
I'm just saying, So Miss Brooklyn, if you don't mind, before we even get into the show, if you want to describe yourself a little bio on yourself.
Okay. My family, we are from North Louisiana.
Shout out Louisiana.
My dad is from a little bitty place you probably never heard of called Plain Dillon, Louisiana. It's like two flashing lights, a Piggly
Plain
Wiggly,
Dillon.
and a VFW. That's it.
Okay.
Big
Like
country.
like the mayor is everything in the town. And then my mom is from Minden, which is a little bit bigger.
Oh, okay. All right.
A little bit bigger. But, my grandparents are still there, 90 years old, got their own street name and everything. Country.
Dope.
Oh, that's nice.
But that's a little bit about my family. My dad's like the oldest of 16, so I have buku cousins.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Okay.
need friends. I got cousins.
Oh, wow.
But I do have a lot
Don't
of
do
friends there.
nothing wrong with Miss Brooklyn. Fellas, if y'all trying to holler, you better come correct because she coming.
I went to high school here. I went to the great North Shore, great football school.
Okay.
Great in basketball, great in everything we do. The prettiest women in Houston
Oh,
come from the east side, just in case y'all didn't know.
Put it out there. Put it out there.
I went to U of H for my undergrad. I got my degree in broadcast journalism.
Okay.
That kind of changed and added a little bit to it for a bit of a business side. So my actual major I graduated was corporate communications, and my minor was political science. And then I went to Southern.
Shout out.
Had a few years, but then I went to Southern.
I got you.
Loved the HBCU experience. Very blessed to be able to say that I went to, a PWI. But not really. U of H is just really, truly diverse. Like, you're going to hear 12 languages walking across campus, period, every day. But the HBCU experience is like none other. I definitely encourage everybody, if it's something that you can do it at some point. It'll change your perspective on a lot of things. So now I currently own my own law firm, the Law Office of Brooklyn Brewer, PLLC. Yes, I have a credit repair company, CPR Credit Repair. I also have a maid service and a food truck.
Oh, wow. Entrepreneur.
Yes, that's that single life. You get bored, just make some more income.
Oh, okay. We're going to get into that single. We're going to get into that single life.
He love getting into that.
We're going to get into that. Since we have
Messy. We know that.
So, first of all, welcome to the show. First of all, so we all know what's going on in today. And today, when we woke up this morning, we thought we would have had the results for a new president, right?
I knew it was.
I know I knew that.
Right? Y'all knew that?
Yeah, they've been telling you that.
Yeah, they've
for the
been
longest.
telling you it's going to take some days just because the mail-in ballots.
So, all right. So, if you guys remember from last year, I'm sorry, not last year, 4 years ago, when Hillary Clinton was running, she actually had the popular vote. And she actually won the popular vote. But in the last 30 minutes of the election, Donald Trump had the electoral votes. To me, it looks like the same situation going on. To me, what you guys think about that?
In regards to
The actual numbers right now, because right now they have Biden at 264 and Trump at 214. So it looks like Biden's going to win,
right,
but that was the same situation 4 years ago. So what you guys think about that?
well, the numbers are the same, but the situation we in are not the same. We didn't have COVID 4 years ago.
Okay.
We didn't have a divided country where it's a divided country. The numbers are saying what it is. So everything in place, the factors that's contributing to how the numbers are going, it's not the same. I think, and I hope, I vote for Biden. I hope they stay the same.
Okay.
Trending in. I hope it's called tonight. I don't know this person. Well, I know this person personally, but I don't know the person in the camp. From Obama's camp, they feel very excited about him winning. So shit, my hands are open. But Trump playing a lot of games right now. He doing a lot of weird shit. Well, he doing Trump stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it like that. So it's even if they say he won or he get to his 270, it's not gonna be over for a while until he actually lead the White House.
Right. What you guys? What about you, Chanel?
I mean, and then you also have to keep in mind we have more people voting because the last election, especially when you start talking about minorities, they did not vote, especially not at the same rate in which they voted when President Obama was running for.
What are some things you think
Election.
why they didn't vote last election?
I just think that to a certain degree, Hillary Clinton, to some people, were not likable. Then
Yeah.
I also feel like men, be it minority men, white men, are not ready for a woman
They
to be
not
president.
to tell them
And
anything.
so they will do,
Especially not a white woman.
right. It doesn't matter.
Well, a woman is a woman.
A woman,
Well,
any
nah.
woman.
I mean,
Nah.
I heard men have conversations with other men like, if a woman becomes president, my wife is like gonna be too empowered. Like she don't think she runs something.
That's good. Hey, that's a good perspective.
It's a lot of
White woman or a
sexism.
black woman?
It doesn't matter. It's a woman, and let alone a black woman. How dare you? The audacity.
Well, that conversation can be had on an individual basis because I think a black woman or a woman in general, black or white, is the only person that can really save this country. Because
Okay.
I think men, we get our competitive edge and we want, if it ain't my decision, I don't want no decision. If it ain't what I back up, I really can't back up. So I think as men, sometimes we get in our own way. So a woman being president, shit, I'm all for it. My mama raised me well, so shit, I think they can lead the forefront where we need to be.
So you looking at it from a perspective of a woman took care of you and you honor women.
Yeah. I'm most definitely.
So, but
Hold women
to
up.
Brooklyn's point, I can understand what you're saying with that because
I didn't say it was accurate. I just
right, it's just a
I get what you're saying. A lot of white.
A lot of women.
I'm just looking at history. I'm breaking it down.
Okay.
If you look at history with white men, they women never was on the forefront. When they was fighting for women's right, the black
Right.
woman had to come to their aid to get them some recognition. So it's always been that white woman wanted to stand up for herself, but she didn't necessarily have the courage to stand up for herself.
And you have to keep in mind, women are seen as property.
Yep.
So that's their.
that part.
Yeah, let's get into this shit, man.
So
Okay.
now you're dealing with a situation where women were seen as property. And so now women are saying, I'm a person, I have a brain, I can think, I can lead, I can make decisions.
Some men not ready for that.
Right. And so that's the other issue that you're dealing with this situation. And then you have to deal with the fact that white women will vote for whoever their husbands told them to vote
We
for.
seeing it now.
yeah, because
Seeing it now.
55% of white women actually voted for Trump.
Yeah.
That's statistical fact this year.
And actually voting against their own interests.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really is amazing to me, but that's really what happens.
That's what happened.
So then they also have to have a different mindset that I don't have to do. It's one thing to say I'm going to be submissive to my husband, but that doesn't mean you do exactly everything he says to do.
Yeah.
That's not what that means, and I just think that there are some blurred lines there when you talk about that.
Yeah, I think Biden made a mistake with looking at that soft white vote of white women and thinking I can make them flip their states, but you asking them to vote against their brother, their sister, the kids they birthed. So that's a lot when you ask that. But through all we went through, the last few months of George Floyd and us protesting Black Lives Matter and people saying they on our side, shit, yesterday and now showing that it was a lot of just, I hear you, but I don't feel you going on.
Well, and you know what? To you guys' point, I agree with you guys to a degree. Because I think, that women, especially a lot of women that have power, when I say power, they have economic power.
Okay.
Sometimes, and this is not a bad thing, sometimes they don't know how to take that hat off when they go home.
So you saying they don't know their place?
No, I didn't say that. I was just fucking with you. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
That's what you meant.
I need you to elaborate.
Well, I mean, all right. So, for instance, I'm gonna just put it in
No,
perspective.
you worked all day. What a meal? What you ain't cook that?
No, I'm not
That's what you're
saying every man is the person that's going to take care of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm saying that a lot of women, because of their personality, because they have to handle so many things, especially single Black women, they have to handle so many things outside of work. That's the only thing they know how to do is take care what they need to take care of.
Yeah.
So if they had a man, they don't know how to take their hat off and say, okay, baby, what do you need to eat? Or let's go here. Matter of fact, it's your choice. Decide for me.
But let's.
I let men make all the decisions.
You see what I'm saying?
I make a lot of decisions. I'm like,
So
you
why
say
do
you want to go to eat, baby. Just tell me what time to be ready.
Oh, so
I'm nice. I don't. Wherever you want to pick.
so you submissitive.
I'm very submissive.
Oh, okay, good. That's good. We can talk about that. Successful women that's submissive.
And so, I
To the right man. though.
Write that
At
down.
at
Write
point.
that down so we can talk about that.
and to go back to that, I just kind of feel like it's in some instances, it shouldn't be like, oh, the woman should cook or the woman should clean up or the man should do. I don't believe in that. I believe in
Talk about it.
if you had a 12-hour day and I had a 12-hour day,
Okay.
who gonna do all of that? Because I'm tired, you're tired. Nobody's really
I
in
would
a
still do
mental
it.
and physical. I'm like, I'm tapped out. Give me some mindless thing to do and don't expect me to move because I'm really like a zombie at that point.
So you sound like you selfish.
No, I'm not selfish. We're gonna call.
I'm just saying.
You said you had a maid service, right?
Yeah,
So
I
we're
mean,
just gonna call the maid service and we're gonna get it done.
But I'll work. Even now, I work anywhere from 10 to 14 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
And I still cook.
But do you
still
love
clean.
cooking?
I love cooking.
Okay,
That's
so
what she love to do.
I mean, I'm a country girl, so everything that you associate with, that housewife type thing, I love doing that. I get joy in it. Like, I love children. Like, if somebody would have been like, I want to have 5 babies and we gonna get married, yeah, fine.
I'll have 5 babies, but I don't want to cook or clean.
But hold on. No. See, hold on. So let's talk about that. And, we wanted to talk. Well, we could talk about it.
We'll get to the next point.
Yeah, because
It's special right
because
now.
this is a topic that these barbershop talks that we talk about. But a lot of successful women that have kids, even though they have the economic means to take care of those kids, they don't want to do what we think is old school.
The traditional way.
Of taking care of kids. I'm not saying today kids are like off balance, but they have a lot of stuff that we didn't deal with when we was growing up because we had parents in the home that handled their business. The mother cooked, the father went out to eat.
Yeah.
Went out to eat. The father went out to work and bring back his.
You had your Pacific roles, which were understood.
Correct.
But 2020.
Independence, man. The independence.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Well, what we talking about is your personal experience. Like Chanel say, someday I may be working my ass off. I'm not finna cook you a meal with some meat and 2 sides and cornbread. You dig? But you got Miss Brooklyn here that say, "See, my man look home. I'm gonna make sure he eats."
Man, when he get home, his dinner gonna be ready. His drink gonna be
which is
fixed,
fine on
like,
both
all
parts. You just gotta know who your mate is. If your mate expect that, then you know what you have to put out there.
And I also think that's a conversation you have before
Early.
you get married.
Absolutely.
You talk about those things
Absolutely.
early. Like, you don't get married and then your husband is like, where's my meal? And you don't know that your wife doesn't
Absolutely.
like cooking.
What they expect, right?
You don't know that maybe, not to be funny, but that cooking and cleaning is going to stress me out further.
Yeah. And
So
there's
do
gonna be
you-
a problem when y'all
But
get
see,
married.
cleaning
Nothing's not
cleaning
gonna
is like therapeutic for me. Like,
Okay.
I love to clean. Like, I put on some music and I'm gonna clean up, and that's when I was my single worker for the maid company. I love doing it, and I had already graduated law school. I was just trying to figure some things out, And, you know, I remember talking to some colleagues, and they're like, oh, how could you enjoy cleaning? Oh, my, I hate cleaning. And I'm like, I wasn't raised like y'all. I enjoy these things. They make me happy.
We need to take these women to Louisiana and show them the right way.
I grew up in Louisiana.
We'll take them to the country.
The country, of course.
But you got to understand,
the
everybody ain't for you. Ain't your cup of tea.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, there's some men who love to clean. There's some men who love to
cook. Yeah.
As I've gotten older, more men are happy to say, hey, can I cook you dinner? I'll be like, ooh,
and some men like 50-50. Shit, you cook the last 2 days, I got the next 2 days.
Okay, well, I'll cook and you wash the dishes. That's really all I need. I just don't want to do it. After I had to do all that to prep, if you could just wash the dishes for me, I'm good.
And rub your feet. Like that.
So Brooklyn. Talk about it. So Brooklyn, I heard you say something about that you went to a PWI and you experienced HBCU. So
good question.
How was that experience? Because I know a lot of people that attended only PWIs, and I know some people that only attended HBCU. So they have a bias ideal when people talk about their university. You see what I'm saying? How was it for you?
Well, during the time that I was at U of H, it was before Obama became president.
Okay.
And so I had always told my dad, like, I want to be somewhere where I can, like, argue with people. Like, that's what I want to go to school for. So he was like, you need to do poli-sci. And so while at U of H, it was during the time that the campaign was running, and I got into it with one of my teachers because she told me that America wasn't ready for a black president. Ooh. And it wouldn't happen. And so I wrote like a 5-page paper on the fact that Barack Obama was on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And she was like, well, is that relevant? At that time, I was like, Oprah is the most non-political type person on TV that you could watch. When she had Barack Obama on the show, I knew he was going to win because I knew that white woman tap in that she was talking about for Trump. I knew back then Oprah had that. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, kind of being there, I felt like it was, I saw how people saw us as black people. And even though I was very opposite of any stereotypicalness that they could look at, they just always seemed to try to put me in a box. Like my opinion was this. It wasn't really as
You had a
valid.
black opinion. It wasn't.
I mean, in poli-sci, it's all males. There's really aren't any girls in poli. There's only a few, other than when you take women in politics. But, you know, you learn about the parties, the unions, and all that. But when I went to Southern, it was truly like a pride. Like, if I want to change my hair 4 times this month, ain't nobody going to say nothing. They're going to be like, yeah, girl, you look good, sis. White people, oh, my gosh, I didn't know who you were.
Let me feel your hair. What is it? Is it real? How do you do it? How do you fix your hair? Cornrow? What is that?
So, you know, just being able to be yourself. I felt like I could really, really be myself. I didn't have to talk a certain way, dress a certain way. I did get hip to a lot of things being there, though, because it's a different type of wealth at U of H. It's international, you know, it's a lot of international students.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people who come in class and you'll look and you'll be like, that's a $20,000 outfit this girl got on. And it's nothing.
Right. She just got it on.
It's nothing.
Woke up out the bed with a Birkin bag.
You know, you see the people from Armenia, they got gold all in my chain. Right. He ain't got nothing on them. Like Trinidad James don't have anything on some of these people. They come decked out and it's nothing to them driving Porsches in undergrad. You don't really see that at HBCU every now and again, but yeah, it definitely was. It felt like we were in the struggle together. We understood each other's struggle. Right. You know, and yeah, I enjoy it. I definitely think that you need both perspectives to be able to have a well-rounded conversation about it. If all you know is HBCU, then when I'm trying to talk to you about this side of it, you can't see that perspective. Right. I like to be well-rounded. I like to be able to talk about things from both I experienced and, you know, I know for myself what it's like. And I went to Southern because my parents graduated from Southern. They met at Southern. Okay. Low key, I was like, maybe I'll meet my husband.
From Southern, right?
Yeah, but nah.
But speaking of that, because a lot of conversations we had here on the podcast, and I think we spoke about, like you talk about the wealth between some universities versus HBCUs. And I believe we have a good experience. Shout out to homecoming. We miss homecoming. This homecoming month, you know what I'm saying? We all missed that. We supposed to be there, but
Shout out to Jaguar Nation.
But for as economically teaching us how to be business owners, I personally don't think that we at HBCUs get that full understanding on how to learn it. I understand it's taught from home first, but most institutions, like for instance, most Ivy League institutions, they groom those guys to be business owners versus HBCUs. I love the HBCU experience, but
it does start at home. And the reason I'm saying that is my grandfather owned a business. My grandmother owned a business, my mom's parents. My dad's parents were school teachers. When I finished law school, my grandfather expected me to come home to New Orleans and start my own firm. Well, when you're doing intellectual property as an attorney, it's not, you just can't do that. First of all, black folks don't become intellectual property attorneys.
correct.
They really don't.
Because of slavery.
And not just that, you got to think about, I do patent work. You
Okay.
have to first become an engineer before you can even think about being a patent attorney.
Because you had to take the patent bar, which is, you got to be an engineer to pass the
Oh,
patent
that's too
bar.
much. Too much school.
You gotta
You
take
have to
two
be,
bars.
You have to be an engineer to even qualify to take the patent bar.
You a genius over here.
I don't
She
say
low-key
that.
is.
So it's a lot going on. First of all, where are you going to get your clients from? Because at that time, I graduated from law school in 2006. Black folks wasn't just going up saying, I need an intellectual property attorney. So where's your clientele going to come from? Your money is going to come from big business.
Was he a business owner before? Did he just ask you that because he felt like
he
it
has
put you in a
his-
better
okay,
position, or
so
what was?
It's interesting because my other grandparents are educators, and so I didn't think about it as different because I'm a third generation college graduate.
Okay.
And so just the mindset, my mindset is different, but it's because I was groomed to be different. It's not because Southern made me different. And so what you got to think about at these PWIs is their fathers are educated, their grandparents are educated, their great-grandparents are educated. So now you have this long list of people. They're passing on wealth.
Right.
Correct.
So they can start a
Right.
business.
Okay, wait, let me intercept with that. So
Go
this
ahead.
is what I found out about, and this is at PWIs and HBCUs. So this whole having money, managing money, this whole concept of generational wealth, it is a secret that they do not want everybody to know.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if y'all have, read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't raised to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
I was raised to go to school,
Absolutely.
get your degree, go get you a job somewhere.
Work
and
Your
30
retire.
years and
family,
retire,
Get
right.
your family.
I'm
and
not
be
doing
happy.
that.
Right.
One, because I just, it's a certain group of melanated people I don't want to have to deal with like that every day. Where they telling me what to do, they're oppressing me. Even when I was at Southern, one thing I didn't like was when we would have our panels, women in power, or even when I would go to DC to conferences, every time I would hear these women talk, it was like, I'm this at my firm, or I'm this at my place of business. I don't care about that. I don't care about how you got that. I want to know, what have you done to open up doors for other people to be able to come through that? Or are you just a token nigga?
Right.
And that's what you are. And you're okay with that. And so it's like if your dad, at law school, it's I think my issue, like, I don't know if y'all know, Southern law is like 40% white.
Yes.
And so they come to Southern law
Yes.
because they can't get into LSU. And then they come into Southern and they wear their LSU gear. They ain't buying no Southern gear. Then when they go to court, you'll never hear them say they was a Southern grad. All they say is, I went to LSU. You ain't go to LSU for law school because you couldn't get in. But they don't want to talk about that. So it doesn't matter. But in reality, the reason why it doesn't matter where they went to law school is because that path was already made for them.
Correct.
All they had to do was get a law degree. They were going to have their own firm. They were going to have whatever they had. It was already said and done. And you could tell by their attitude, they really don't care. They don't care about being at the top of the class or getting good grades. All they need to do is get that degree because it's already set in stone for them. Somebody like me, well, my mama was like, how you going to go to law school? You don't know how to be no lawyer? I'm
Right.
like, well, mama, I'm going to learn because I'm not about to keep doing this. I taught school. I taught at Dick Dowling. Shout out to Herm Clark. Loved it. It was too much on my heart because I'm sensitive like that,
Okay.
and I couldn't understand how people, it just made me really confused with the world after teaching 6th grade. Like, y'all getting pregnant? What is y'all doing?
Right.
They were real adults. And I just realized that the path that they were going down and some of the situations that they were in, it was just going to be so hard for them to ever overcome those obstacles because they facing all of this at such a young age.
Young age, right.
They ain't even got grown yet and had real grown people problems, but as children in those situations, they were already dealing with things that they shouldn't have to deal with. So a lot of times I feel like black people, we put too much on each other at too early phases in life, and we don't sit there and try to help uplift each other and really make people understand, help them grow and try to be something.
So what? And
great conversation. I'm gonna say this. Because when we think about what we're talking about generational curses. We're talking about wherever you came from. You came from a small town. I came from Mississippi. Shit, I probably shared this before. My mom's side, everybody drug dealers. I'm the first male on my mom's side
that
to graduate
from college.
You dig? On my father's side, doctors, entrepreneurs. So my grandfather did a great job with that side. But my mom and be like, and we probably experienced this too, they feel like they try to put everything on you to be that one, that chosen one to break it. But they don't understand that sometimes you need that help. Not saying just me general, but we need help as black individuals we need that push.
Right.
Shit, how can I get to $1 million if y'all never saved any money in this family? I'm trying to be the first one to start a business. I'm trying to be the first one to be able to put food in y'all mouths. Like, that's a lot of
pressure.
shit.
That's a lot of pressure.
You looking at TV and you like, damn, they got it. Why you don't got it? We need to look at
Life
what we've
insurance.
been doing wrong for the last
Life
30.
insurance is a big part of why white children are able to do all they do. Because when their grandparents
die, they're leaving $250,000, $500,000.
I've been telling I've been trying to educate people in my family about it. If everybody black, okay, go find your aunties, your grannies. If we just dedicate 3 people in the family to just, we gonna pay into these life insurance, they ain't even gotta pay it. We gonna pay it for you.
Right.
And when you die, we're gonna take that money and we're gonna make a living trust. We're gonna make a trust. We're gonna have our own banking institutions within our family. We could do that.
Oh yeah.
I told my auntie about it. She said that ain't gonna work.
That's crazy. Because I told my mom that like 2 months ago. I said, Mom, what grandma her insurance? Because my grandma getting old and stuff, and she was like, well, she's not gonna get anything now because she got diabetes and this and that. Well, I get that. That's one person. What about our aunties? What about you? Like, we should be having 10 people. I'm going to put $100 up. We need to have $1 million pot because they're going to die.
Right.
They're going to die.
That's part of life.
So why not we put some value on their life and we actually making money that's going to go towards businesses and putting our people through school and stuff like that. But we don't think about that. We so simple-minded, we just go with the flow, and we miss out on opportunity.
And we don't want to trust anybody.
Yeah, that's what it is. We don't trust people,
We can't trust people to say that we're going to have $1 million for our family in this account. Who going to manage it? Who doing this and that? So it would kind of be like the concept of what LeBron James did with his friends. Instead of having all these outside people around you, take your boys, take your homeboys,
and
put them through school.
Put them
make
on.
Him a lawyer.
Correct.
Make him an accountant. Make him your realtor. Make him that.
Right.
And then your team will really be solid.
So you can minimize the trust issue.
But it goes back to we don't want to put people on. As soon as we figure out the key, we want everybody else to get it.
You ever had those family members when you're trying to educate them, they're like, oh, she thinks she know everything because she educated. So then it's like,
even if you drink water and eat right, they like, shit, we don't eat that shit.
Who you think you is?
You know me,
right? Man. But you know what it is? I think it's the education. We as people, it's I think now it's getting better. For us with our younger generation, and they're educating, like for talking about life insurance and having trust and investing within each other. The older people, I understand they only had
limited resources, access
and
to knowledge,
education.
And stuff. Yeah,
but they made it, and they allowed us to go through that process to graduate from school, even though they didn't graduate from school. So they had to go through that in order for us to get to that step.
But as a family, do we just not do what we want to do? So if I go to my grandmother or even my mom, she's coming around. Shout out to Mom. Shout out to Denise. She's coming around on certain things. But when I talk about like even black issues and stuff like that, she don't really come around the corner because she like, why you talking like this? Why you feel like this? And I'm like, well, I really don't. I don't hate white people, but I don't learn that it's a lot of shit that they did to impact what we going through today. So therefore, I'm not gonna love white people maybe how you love white people like that. But I'm gonna respect them, but I'm gonna try to put my people before any other race because I know we so far behind.
And it's fear.
But we behind because we don't understand that the way out of oppression is through finances.
Yeah,
And through
no
our
economic
money.
base.
We don't have hospitals.
Land.
We don't
We
have
can't
banks.
feed ourselves. We can't clothe ourselves.
Right.
We can't even put shelter over our roof if it ain't for the white man. So that's why the oppressor gonna continue to oppress until we get some economic base. Because
So-
I feed, clothes, and house y'all niggas. Y'all can't say shit to
But
me.
it's still within that, yes. But it's still systematic. You know, take it.
It is a system.
Just a random event, war back in the day. Black soldiers went to war.
Right.
White soldiers went to war. They had the GI Bill. You supposed to come home from the war, be able to get you a house.
Absolutely.
They couldn't do
Black
that.
soldiers couldn't
Couldn't
get
do
no
that.
house.
Right.
But the white soldiers been had a house. By the time we get what we supposed to get, it's just we so far behind. It doesn't
Right.
matter what we do, we'll
That is
never
true.
really catch up. So it's in the housing, it's in the government, it's in resources, supplies. I hate to say it, but we don't matter to them.
Now we do contribute to that because we so competitive and we so eager to get to that top spot. Once we get to that top spot, we quick to look back. Shit, I did it. Why you can't do it?
Well, no, I think that is. But all right. So I posted something today on Instagram, and Farrakhan said something, and this goes back to the election. We as people, we think that the president or a local official is going to save us if we elect them. So I understand everybody putting emphasis on the presidency and all that, but why are we looking to a quote unquote slave master to save us?
When you think about the political system that we're in and we're dealing with, we don't.
That wasn't designed for us.
Correct.
Right. And then we haven't even figured out how to backdoor that system to put people in place that have our interests at heart and to hold them to it. See, like a lot of those people that you see in office and you talk about the people that's funding their campaigns, they owe them something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We don't have anybody that owes us something.
Well, we don't have the money to make them owe us something.
Correct.
If I give you this $50K or $100,000 in your campaign, I need this. We don't have that, so
Right.
I'm not.
But we do.
I owe you
But
shit.
then this is the thing. I was looking at, and I hate to talk about it because it
Come on,
drives
talk
me
about
crazy.
it.
But
About to
I
bring
was
that boy
looking
out.
at 50 Cent.
Okay.
Okay.
And see, she rolled her eyes because she knows where I'm going. And so he had this thing about how he was voting for Trump because he didn't want his taxes to go up.
Cube too.
Well, everybody in that tax bracket, I understand.
And so
Anyway.
most of the
7%.
people.
We're gonna talk about that. Go ahead.
So then, so what you're saying is you grew up in the hood, in
Yeah.
a ghetto.
Yeah.
You out the ghetto,
Yeah.
and you done said fuck everybody else that's
Ooh.
still in the
These
ghetto.
talk about
these
it.
white people don't let you in. You forgot when you came back from, nigga. When you was wearing that do-rag and them big-ass shirts, you forgot who was buying your CDs.
In the club.
You dig?
So I have an issue with that because we do have the money.
Don't forget about Wayne either now.
I mentioned them, y'all passed over.
So-
That's-
So my issue with all of them is we do have the money, but they're more concerned about what they wear and how much money they make off of whatever endorsement or whatever that they may get, that they forgot about where they come from.
Now, let me say this. Great point. As black people, we try to think about why we're like this and why we like that. We can't forget that how we are as a people. We're fucking stuntastic people. You can put us anywhere. We're going to have a good time. We're going to look the best. It don't matter. We've been out of Jim Crow laws for 50 years, and we done made a lot of positive things happen. So we can't forget about the accomplishments. But what we can't do is make excuses for who we are. Now, I get when you get that bread, you want to get your house and cars, but you gotta remember, a lot of your people are struggling, don't have nothing to eat, and getting killed, getting gunned down. And there's a reason why these young brothers acting like this. You know, it's not that they want to kill. It's because they don't have shit.
They don't have the
So
economic means.
Absolutely. You have it. I need it. This the only way I was taught.
Right.
If my uncle taught me, my daddy taught me. This is all I know. I don't know shit about stock market and saving money and credit. Now, I don't care about that. Money never make you real. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you
So
know,
at the same-
money, like you said, money and females for a man.
Okay.
That's our
That's the trophy.
that's our trophy. The more women we have, the more money we have.
And when you get all this money, you get a white woman. That's a bigger trophy. But that's another story. That's another.
He gonna throw his wrench in there, right?
I got to. My queens. I gotta look out for my black queens now.
But look, what if she put you on though?
Who?
The white woman.
I'm not even going that way.
I'm just saying. What if she?
I
What
won't
if she
even, I won't
educates
even
you?
introduce myself to know if she can put me on, my nigga. That don't even. I don't even like that type of sauce on my chicken. You
So
dig?
all right. So that's a good question. So Let me ask you this before I go back to Brooklyn. So if a white man or a white woman that was a good friend or a counterpart, and they was a quote unquote good person, it wasn't with all this racist stuff and all that. It's like, man, look, this is what you do, man. Get a trust fund, do this. I'm gonna help you out with that.
On game, right?
Would you trust that individual or would you not?
Not with my heart. I trust them for what they can do for me, but not my heart. You gotta
understand the difference between business and personal.
Okay.
Some things are business, some things are personal.
And that's business, what you talked about.
How many black men would let you get in their business anyway for you to help them?
A lot.
I don't believe so.
No,
I don't believe so.
A lot of
they'll trust the white woman before they trust the black woman, and she the one who's gonna build them up.
Well, I can't say that because
you get off point.
Go ahead. So now I'm going there. Go ahead.
My bad. Go ahead.
That's a whole nother. Write that down.
We going now. What are we going now? Go ahead, Chanel.
So, I mean, you gotta know business is business. Man, I wouldn't, where I am now, the knowledge I have now, the opportunities that I've gotten were given to me, believe it or not, by white people.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
So, and what really, really hurt, and I really don't talk about it, I went back to work for Southern. I stayed at Southern 5 years.
Yeah.
Had a law degree and an engineering degree and could not get a raise.
A raise. Oh, you had a job.
Had a job, couldn't get a raise, and they was giving black men with less education and less experience more money than me. So
Talk about it.
The deal is, when I was dealing with black men, I could not even have an opinion, and they didn't even listen long enough to understand what I had to say. And then I would go to work with white men, and then I'd say something. They'd be like, "Oh, Chanel, you know what? That's a good idea, but it's a trade-off." They listen to my ideas. I learn from them. It puts me in a position to be able to build and make money on my own. But I had to get the education and that experience from somewhere.
We'll go back to slavery. Just take a bit of slavery. The reason why the black woman was so powerful during slavery, because she did two things. She took care of the children of the slave master, and the slave master loved the black woman more than he loved his wife.
Well, you got to talk about the Willie Lynch syndrome, too, that goes into that.
Right.
So
that's one reason why I think a lot of people of European descent that experienced slavery here in the United States, they have a mindset when they see black women. That's why when they look at a black woman's skin, or how they look, or how they curved out, or how they, how they fine, they like,
shit, yeah.
I'm gonna give her every. I'm saying they were like, we need that. That's what we need. So we're gonna help them out the best way we can. Now going back to Brooklyn's point, a lot of black men won't open up to a black sister. I think because that's trauma. And I wish Kaya was here, but it's trauma in our communities. Right? last week was a little rough. But it's a lot of trauma in our households because when a black man sees a black woman, the first person he think about is his mother. Very first person. So if him and his mother had a bad experience, that's what he's gonna think every woman is like. Because men typically pick women just like their mother. So if their mother was a crackhead, or was an alcoholic, or was like out there in the streets.
Well, he holds that woman to his mother's standard.
Yes.
We can't look at what's in movies. We can't look at what the media give us. We can only talk from our experience. For myself, I fucking love black women. Like, I really don't. I necessarily never date outside. Well, no more. I put it like that.
Okay. You from Mississippi, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All them white women you done dated in high school, man.
I never dated. Probably.
Oh.
But I never dated. You know what I'm saying? I never dated.
Jeez.
I never dated. And the reason being because I know the structures, not only my people, but I know the shit that black women go through. I know you bust your ass day in, day in, out. You don't get that credit that you
so let me ask you this.
deserve.
Hold on. Let me ask you this.
Come on with it.
Since this brother right here is, just a person that's, he loves
Come
black
with
women.
your question, nigga.
So, have you ever cheated on a black woman?
Ooh.
Yes.
So, if you honor a black woman to that high regard, why do you cheat on her?
Because I cheated in one time I did. The one time I did, ultimately I wasn't ready. I just moved to the city.
Okay.
A lot of beautiful women. I came from Baton Rouge. I'm from Mississippi. I ain't seen no shit like this before.
Right.
So when I came out here, I wasn't ready to be a one-woman man. I still wanted them streets, so I let her love.
What about now?
So why get in a relationship?
I let a little something come in, and I went against that code. Do I miss that woman that was in my life and I cheated on? Hell yeah, because when I look back, everything ate through that checklist. She checked a lot of them boxes, but I wasn't ready for that.
Because I want to get into that because Brooklyn, I know you earlier you said you had different businesses and you're a beautiful sister and you're educated and you're still single. So, and going to back what the TV said, most men out here they cheat on good women.
Yeah.
Oh, they do, and then the ones that ain't shit, that's the ones they be loving on and treating
I'm gonna
right.
tell you why.
And
not this me, not that's the reason I cheated. But I think most of us as black men, we always we want it to be perfect when we give everything away. And we had this conversation.
Perfect.
Listen to me.
Talk about it, Chanel. Jump on.
Because in marriage,
Everybody
men look at marriage as the end. Women look at it as the beginning of everything.
I don't look at it as
Well,
most
most
women don't look at marriage.
Most
as
women.
the
Well, I'm
end.
gonna just say most women. Well, women, assuming most women, because when men, we want the perfect woman. We want to feel like we're in a position to provide some stability and shit like that. Especially if you a woman like Brooklyn that got 4 different businesses. No nigga ain't gonna come in and be like, she got all this going. I can't compete.
That's
with
intimidating.
That.
You're right.
But if you really got talking about me and her, we just talking.
I'm saying accent Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
accent when you meet when men come up to you and you express
Yeah, we're gonna
yourself
ask both
to
of
them.
y'all, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So what you look for in a man, and if he's not, well, I'm gonna let you talk. What you look for? I ain't gonna put no words in your mouth.
So, even doing what I do or whatever I have going on, I do meet men who, I mean, as far as income goes, they blast me out the box. It's not a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what I find is that with a certain type of man, they want somebody who caters to them in more ways than I care to. I have a son. My son's 10 years old. And the relationship with his dad taught me a lot at a young age. And so I realized that it's just some people who they want to just sit at home and be hugged up and booed up. You know, as soon as they get home from work, all they want to do is just lay up under somebody. I don't really want to lay up under you like that. Like, we can still get some more money before we go to bed. Like, go to sleep, you know.
You're a hustler,
but yeah,
basically.
my mind thinks different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about having a wedding. If we're going to spend $50,000, $60,000 on the wedding, let's go buy an investment property, and then we can have that together. And so when I have people who are basically trying to lie to me all day, every day in my profession, when I go home in the evening, I don't want them games, bro. Like, just, you got to be 100. Like, just tell me what's up, because I'm big on consent. Allow me to make the decision to be with you or be a part of whatever you got going on. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear, because that's what I find. Men tell me what they think I want to hear, what they think I like. And then, you know, they make all these assumptions about me before they ever meet me. And then it feels like I'm constantly trying to change their mindset about me or change their opinion about me, when I never even did nothing to make you think that way. You just already thought that way, maybe because you're insecure or whatever. But those subjective manifestations, they come out objectively when you're dealing with me.
Right.
And I can tell you don't trust me or whatever. It's like, baby, I ain't got no reason to lie. What I'm a lie for?
So you have that on a constant basis. So why don't you just go to another race?
I can't do it. They not allowed in my grandmother's house.
Oh, okay. Just don't bring them there.
Fix it, plate it, and take it back to the car.
Right.
Nah, she ain't even letting you. As soon as somebody white pull up in the driver, hold on, baby, grandmother got to get off the phone. There's some white folks at my house. Like, I mean, I've had other guys. Actually, I don't really get approached by that many black men. I get approached by Middle Eastern men, white men, especially Spanish men. I mean, I didn't have rolling up on me at Walmart, can't speak no English. He don't care. He like,
what spots you be going to?
Bonita chocolate
You
chica.
going to the Sunday spots, or you going to, where you at?
Trying to find out, huh, TB?
Got my business.
Well, I mean, I move around. People who know me in the H know I move around. One of my favorite places right now to go is Urban Social. My girlfriend, Ashley Simpson.
Shout out Urban Social.
Shout out Ashley. Shout out all my favorite bartenders. But my background, my first job was working at Grooves. I opened up Grooves at 20 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I was the door girl that everybody knew. So I respect people. And so that attitude that I had when I was young, it's transcended to now. So when I go somewhere, you cannot be insecure because everybody and their mama going to be like, that's my lawyer, that's my girl, what's up, B? They going to act like they really know me. They don't even know my son name. I'm the kind of girl where it's 100 dudes in the room, 99 of them can be swooning after me, telling me how fine and pretty I am. I'm not going to be happy until my man tell me I don't care about everybody.
Did y'all have those conversations?
He just real insecure.
That's insecurity, too, with us. A lot of us are real insecure when a woman has, when we know, first of all, if we have a woman and we know the way she looks, the way she is, the way, how educated she is, the way she conducts business.
All right.
We know other people are going to look at her. But if we have insecurity with ourselves, we're not going to trust that individual. So I'm not saying all men are like that, but majority of black men are like that when they have sisters like Brooklyn's talking about.
Well, it's either in you or it's on you. You know what I'm saying? You can't coach this shit. If you got the gift of gab, you can show up in a T-shirt and some motherfucking shorts and you can be that man. You dig?
You think so? That's true?
You don't need change and all that, man.
If a man with a T-shirt coming to you with gold teeth, he's like, what's that, babe?
No,
we out to you, heard?
I'm saying.
So what's up with me and you? You dig?
I'm saying the confidence of a man doesn't waver. That's what I'm saying.
You dig? What's popping? We out here.
It's going to be an issue because I can't take you anywhere.
Talk about it.
No, we not
talk about it.
Wait. I'm gonna add something to that. Because so I love my people. You know what I'm saying? And I've definitely had to start making better decisions with people who I choose to be around because my ultimate goal is to be a TV judge.
Okay.
So
how
can I be what I'm trying to be?
And
my dude over here is a felon. You know what I'm saying? He on papers. I can't deal with you. I can't take you everywhere with me. You can take me anywhere. You can take me to the trap house or the White House. But can I say the same about my dude?
No, what you mean? What you mean by that? You can't take you everywhere.
And she kind of elaborated on it. And then the other thing is, I met guys, now I'm telling some stuff, but I dated guys in the past. And I'm talking 18, 19, 20. They were drug dealers. They were doing whatever they were doing. But if they walked in this room today and had a conversation with you, you would not know that.
Mm-hmm.
By the way they spoke, by the way they dressed, you wouldn't know that. So, but if I date a guy that's got gold teeth, speaking broken English, that's going to be an issue because when I'm going to the whatever legal event,
of you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is my boyfriend, and then you can't have a conversation
and
with the people.
you can't even put on a suit properly.
They gonna
have that big baggy suit.
Chanel been lying to us all this time.
They come to here, the suit come to the
big suit,
wide leg pants,
all the way down there.
Looking like the lawyers that's gonna get you sent to jail.
Right. Them TD Jake suits.
It's definitely interesting. And the other deal is, it's like she said, when you're dealing with black men, I've met black men that were educated, made way more money than me.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was, I talk to you like you a person. We on the same level.
Okay.
I'm not gonna become something less to make you feel better.
I got
Speak on that. Doesn't that allude to the point that it's just simple? Black men, we don't respect our black women in most cases.
You think it's respect?
It has to be respect because a man, just say if a man making 6 figures, right?
Okay.
And a woman, she has everything else going for herself, but she may be making $50K a year.
Okay.
He gonna automatically feel like I'm superior to you because I'm the breadwinner in this house. Now that's a mindset because a man that believes in himself and you understand that this woman is gonna open up more shit in my life that I can do by myself. We can make up that $50K if she wants it, but that's questions you got to ask early on. What do you want to be? Are you happy? You know, like we don't ask them real questions, and then when you get married, you feel like this person should change in 2 or 3 years, and they still the same, and you want a divorce. That's when you start cheating. That's when you start going out and you meet other women. You start doing shit you aren't supposed to be doing.
Do you think that men choose those type of women on purpose?
In some cases, some men. You know the difference for men that really want a partner and somebody just want a woman to be a convenient partner for them.
Because some races do that.
I think that's why some men go to non-black women because they don't want somebody to really help them or do anything. They just want somebody to sit there and shut up.
Combat.
Some good other races of women out here from what I see.
I'm not saying everyone. You can never say all. It's never. It's not. You can never say all women or all black women.
I get what you're saying.
But I find that. I think it's a misconception as far as being single. It's like, I'm single. So, Adam's perspective is, well, why are you single? Why don't you have somebody? And
Right.
my perspective is why I can't be choosy. Because I'm choosy. I get what I
Choosy
want.
love.
I don't have to just go be with a man just so I can say, oh, I'm
I
valid
got
now. I'm
mine.
in a relationship. I know I look good. I know I'm educated. I know I got everything that I need. All my bills paid, everything taken care of. So when somebody comes to me and presents themselves, baby, you got to come correct. Like, you got to be.
So what you tell the family when they say, shit, why you keep coming home by yourself for Thanksgiving?
It's plenty of jokes because I'm like the only non-married person. So it's always, anytime somebody losing an argument with me, it always be like, but you ain't married though.
Right.
I be like,
That's cold.
but just because you're married don't mean you're happy.
That's true. If you don't have money, if you don't have children, if you're not married, they feel that you're not successful in a black community.
Guess what? Most of the cases I got right now are due to divorces, child custody. I do criminal and family, but
Okay.
it's a lot of I know more unhappily married people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So why would I rush to go be in a situation where I see that the reason why people aren't, ending their marriages and going on, leaving that person is because they're so worried about what everybody around them gonna think.
Correct.
They don't want to be a divorcee. They don't want that stripe on their back. When in reality, we should be praising them because everybody deserves to be happy. And if you're not happy with me, I don't want you to be with me.
So speaking of criminal law, so you're a criminal attorney. So the reality is you see majority of us in there.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and majority of them are men, right? Majority of men, and they have these felonies or have these upcoming crimes. So how does that motivate you to still continue to date black men if you know a lot of us, the system is killing us, man?
Because I'm like, it's like Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall and he broke into all the pieces.
Right.
I'm that kind of person where I love God put me on this earth to love.
To put them back together again.
And I put people back together. Most of my exes, when they get done with me, they usually go get married.
Oh,
I be
so
fixing them.
Oh,
They
okay.
be broken. They really be damaged.
So how you feel about that?
I didn't have to let that go. I just
Prayed about that.
I mean, like for me, okay, I feed the homeless. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I don't do it with a church. I don't do it with an organization. I live in the Galleria area. I cook a lot of time, and I just go feed them. I don't post it on social media. I don't say nothing about it. Why? Because I don't care.
Right.
I don't care about what people think about what I'm doing that's good. Those types of things they fulfill me.
Gratification.
Sometimes
Yeah.
my clients can't pay me the way I want them to pay me or the way I think they should, but I'm not going to drop your case. I'm not going to put you in that position because I see other attorneys do that, and I don't think that that's fair.
Right.
My passion comes from my older brother getting in trouble and us being a family of 6, and my parents couldn't afford a lawyer. If my parents could have afforded a lawyer when my brother was younger, who's to say what path he would have went down? I know the path he ended up going down, but he could have went somewhere different. One decision in your life can change so many things.
Absolutely.
I had dropped out of college and was working at the club and got a DWI. Like, I went to jail. And it was a white man, Jed Silverman, one of the best attorneys in Houston. I love him to death. He met me, and we went over everything, and he talked to me, and he was like, what are you doing with your life? Why are you just working in a club? Like, you are so much more than that. He told me, I believe in you. He said, what do you want to do with yourself? I said, I used to want to be an attorney, but now I went to jail. I'm sure I can't do it. He said, I'm going to take care of this for you, and I want you to be the best damn attorney that you can be. And that chance, that opportunity, that level of, just somebody really looking out for me who didn't want nothing from me.
Right.
I was paying him as my attorney, but his fee was $10,000 for a DWI 10 plus years ago. He made his fee $4,500.
Right.
Because I was working at the club.
He was helping you out.
He was helping me out, and
Yeah.
he had no reason to. There was no incentive in that.
And but basically, and what you're saying, you're paying it forward. You're blessed to be a
Always.
blessing.
I don't do things to receive a reward or a certificate or have that recognition. I do it because that's what's in my heart.
Right.
That's dope.
And so that's why I have an issue with people in church sometimes, because I feel that they go to church, they read the Bible in church, they do these things in church, but outside of church,
It's something
how much
different.
of a Christian are you? When you see that man on the side of the road that say don't want money, just hungry, do you stop and say, you know what, I got some food at the house.
Right.
I ain't gonna give him something to eat. Or man, I got a little change. Maybe you don't want to give him change, but whatever you do, God says
That's
give with
fire.
a cheerful heart. So if I can't do it in good spirit, if I can't do it from a good place,
Right.
I'm not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it right.
Because God sees that and He knows
Absolutely.
that. He knows your heart. So everything
fire.
I do, I just try to be real as possible. My friends in North call me unapologetically black. I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, how am I unapologetically black? But it's because, I mean, I'm going to say what it is. And, I mean, if that makes you feel some way, I'll never offend anybody. I'm not going to say anything to disrespect you. But I am going to be transparent about how I feel.
About your people, yeah.
So I see black people just don't. I was doing juvenile court, and it pissed me off because a lot of the lawyers in juvenile court, they not even trying. They go out there, they tell the family, okay, I'm going to go talk to the prosecutor and see what we can do. And then I see them come into the prosecution room, and, no, they don't be trying to work no deal. They be like, what y'all offering? Okay, then they go out there and tell their client, oh, this is the best deal that they have.
Don't they get paid for each kid that's in juvenile?
It's a whole messed up system. And it's like, I look at, my people. I remember my friends who got in trouble when I was young, and some of them, a lot of them, never really got to do anything or be anything because of that one thing that happened to them at one point in their life. For 20, 30 years, it's following them, and that's not fair because when white people get in trouble, their parents get them a lawyer and they get out of it. And then they go do more stuff and they get out of it. And they get out of it. When our children do something, it's like, oh, we ain't teach you that. We ain't raise you like that. You better figure it out on your own.
Let them stay in there.
Yeah, let them stay in there.
Let them learn.
It's good for them. You're going to learn.
We damage them way more than it.
Right.
We think, black people, we think that we grow through all our oppression. We always trying to put all this stuff on us. Oh, you got to understand this. Man, some stuff you don't have to understand. I'm going to say you don't need to know all that. You don't have to go through that. The decisions that I made that made my life harder, I didn't need to make. My mom and them told me, and I was like, I know what I'm doing. And when I made those bad decisions, that's when I had to really take a step back and look at everybody around me, people around me. Like, I cut off friends that I've had just because I started to realize the person that I really, truly wanted to become, I couldn't become because of the people who I had that was holding me to the old standards of what I used to be.
Big fact.
And I applaud that. I applaud that because, a lot of us, we do have people like that, just like that. They might do something out the kindness of their heart. They don't want nobody to know. It's like, look, I'm going to help you out with this. Just don't do it no more. And it doesn't have to be a loved one. It could be somebody from outside. So I don't want to get so spiritual in there, but I think when God sees your heart and he knows what he can trust you with, that's how he elevates you.
That's what he want.
You see what I'm saying?
He want to see him and you.
And when you get elevated, you're going to put more people on.
Absolutely. That's what he want. And that's how some people, that's how I don't really go to a church on, and that's how I consider me paying my tithes. If I see a homeless person out or some shit like that, man, what you ate? You ate today? I'll go up to the
Bible does not say you have to pay tithes. It says 10% of your work.
How you do it?
You know what I'm saying? So your 10% could be anything. It doesn't have to be monetary.
That's right.
But when you in a church, they ain't gonna tell you that. They're gonna know you need to pay 10% of the gross or the net. You know?
But that's what we got to do as black people. We got to understand that a lot of us would never, whatever situation some of our people in, that's where they at. Truth be told, you can try to put them on, you can do that, but it just ain't in them to go to that next level. So we have to reach back. We have to just meet them where they at and make sure we have a good time.
Brooklyn, I appreciate you coming to the show. Look, you're welcome to come back anytime. As a co-host, honorary co-host. You official honorary co-host. All right. Chanel.
What you got?
Chanel says she's ready. She tired of these black. Nah, I'm messing with you, Chanel. I know you didn't say that. I'm messing with you, baby.
I love my black people.
But I appreciate you coming to the show to be an honorary guest. I thank you for coming through.
So you think Biden gonna pull it out one last time?
Biden, I don't know. I don't know. I think that whoever pulls it off, Biden or Trump, we still got to be supportive of each other for as blacks. You know what I'm saying? To allude what Brooklyn was saying, we got to just help each other out outside of this president stuff because most of that stuff is not going to affect us anyway unless we're making $100 million a year. Right. And most of us not. So if we could pull our resources together and help each other out and, and go forward from there, just do it. So, Brooklyn, what is your handle? So people from the outside that could DM you, hit you up and
fellas, get your pen and paper out, man.
Get the DM ready, popping. What's your handle, baby?
Yeah, y'all can find me on Instagram. Now That's a Bad Chick. If you can't remember
what
that,
is it?
Now That's a Bad Chick.
Now That's a Bad Chick. Okay.
Spell it out. Or if you can't remember that, just put in hashtag Pretty Little Lawyer and I'll pop up.
Okay. That's hashtag Pretty Little Lawyer. That's your tag. Okay. What about you, Chanel? What's your handle? Where people can find you?
Instagram is Max16.
Max16.
Miss Max 16.
Miss Max 16. Okay. Miss Max 16, and now that's a bad chick. Pretty Little Lawyer. All right. I appreciate you guys coming to the show. Again, shout out to the sponsors, New Orleans Daiquiris to go. Make sure you hit them boys up. They got some good daiquiris over there, 9441 Cullen Boulevard. We're going to be there on Fridays. The TB going to be there DJing. They're going to have some hot, what they going to have there, crawfish or fish? What they going to have there?
It ain't crawfish season yet,
We
is
talking business
Oh, okay.
right
All right. Well.
Follow my Instagram, you bitch. You know what I'm saying?
So TB from the SIP, he make sure you hit him up. He'll let you know what's he got popping over there at New Orleans and Daiquiris Go. But anyway, this is your boy, Mr. DJ KO.
TB from the SIP, your country cousin.
This shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for viewing in. Much love. Peace out.
Peace.